The Tom Bihn Aeronaut 45 toes the line between messenger, backpack, and duffel, and is overall a durable workhorse of a bag. I'm Tom, the founder of Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and ringing the bell for notifications. We've been testing the Tom Bihn Aeronaut 45 for the last 3 weeks in Detroit, Michigan, between me using it and our managing editor, AJ, using it as well. Make sure to visit packhacker.com for the written review, as well as links to the best buying options for this bag that support our channel at no additional cost to you. There's a link in the description below. Let's dive into the Tom Bihn Aeronaut 45. This bag overall has a boxy and rectangular shape, which maximizes carry capacity through and through. From a branding perspective, you will see a decently large Tom Bihn logo on the front of this bag. This is the flap of the main compartment. Other than that, not a ton of Tom Bihn branding, and we like that overall it's kept minimal. We have the black 1050D ballistic nylon on the exterior with a 200D blue halcyon on the interior. It's called Island. This bag comes in a ton of different combination of materials and colors, so all that's viewable over at the Tom Bihn website. We polled our Instagram audience to see what they thought of this bag, and here are the results. Be sure to go follow us at PackHacker on Instagram if you'd like to be involved in future polls. Tom Bihn usually selects excellent materials on all of their bags, and the Aeronaut 45 is no exception. We've got durable, beefy YKK AquaGuard zippers used throughout the bag that help with weather resistance. Duraflex, Nexus, and Woojin plastic buckles and components are used in areas like the sternum strap, the shoulder strap buckles where they attach to the bag, and rings for the messenger strap to attach to on the exterior of the bag. There's also dense foam used in areas like the back panel and shoulder straps. There are 3 main ways to carry this bag. There is a messenger strap, so you can carry it messenger style, backpack straps for backpack style, and a side handle to carry it briefcase style. Let's start off with the backpack harness system. Starting off with these straps, Tom Bihn uses some pretty high density straps here, and overall they're pretty comfortable to wear. Moving down, we have a pretty permanently attached sternum strap, so that's nice, you're not gonna lose it, and it's fully adjustable, and having a sternum strap is really nice, especially for a bag of this size. It makes it a little bit more comfortable to carry and wear. Towards the bottom of the bag, these straps are buckled in as well. We dig that these buckles kind of disappear into the fabric of the bag when not in use. It keeps a low profile and doesn't get in the way when the bag is carried in messenger mode and briefcase mode. The whole strap system is stowable as well, so when you unbuckle the straps, they easily stuff into the curved zipper compartment at the top of the bag and hide away when not in use. The back panel offers some pretty dense padding as well, and it's more dense than the shoulder straps, and it's great because it'll shield anything from poking into your back when you're wearing the bag. Just to note that on this back panel, there is not a ton of mesh for breathability or air channels built in. It's pretty much that ballistic nylon material that we see on the rest of the bag. Moving to the top, there is a handle at the top of the bag here, which can be nice for hanging it up on a hook that's strong enough if it's fully loaded. However, this top handle here is just a lot better to grab onto, and we'll get into this a little bit later in the video. Overall, we feel like this harness system is so-so, especially for a 3-way hybrid bag like this one. We have a couple of specific qualms with this bag though, and generally it carries a bit saggy while it's in backpack mode. The straps themselves are anchored in a narrow fashion on the bag, and while we were testing it, AJ and I could feel those straps dig into our traps and our neck while in use. This is especially noticeable when the bag is fully loaded out with heavy gear. Also, unlike the Tom Bihn Synik, which features edgeless strap design, so it's really comfortable and really streamlined, there is an edge on these straps of the Tom Bihn Aeronaut, and we think that added to the feeling of it digging into our neck and traps. Additionally, if the bag isn't fully packed out, it can kind of buckle, so the bottom straps pull up here and the bag can curve. This is likely due to there being no frame sheet inside of the bag, and it does definitely have a bag feel. So some bags will offer a stiffer frame sheet to keep the shape of the bag. Overall, the bag carries a lot better if it's fully packed out, which is probably how you're going to use it anyways. If you're gonna go with a 45-liter bag of this size, it's likely that you're gonna use every single little inch of space. Also, this bag lacks a hip belt, which isn't surprising for a hybrid bag of this nature. However, we think that when bags get over 30 or 35 liters, it should at least have an option to attach a hip belt if you'd like. The handle up top is great for carrying this bag in briefcase mode. The thinner profile of the bag allows this to stay close to your body, which is handy while carrying in this mode. We like that these handles on top can pretty much stay buttoned together at all times as well, so you don't need to unbutton them to get access to a zipper. You just leave them there like that and it's totally fine. 45 liters can get heavy really quick, especially if you pack out the entirety of the bag, so we think this mode of carry is a little bit more suited for the 30-liter version of the Aeronaut rather than this larger 45-liter version. Tom Bihn also offers some attachment points on the top to be able to wear this bag in messenger mode. Again, we think that this mode of carry is better in the 30-liter version because it's a little bit smaller, but the option is here if you'd like to use it and pair it with Tom Bihn's Absolute shoulder strap. The thinner profile is definitely helpful both in this messenger carry mode and backpack carry mode, and we can appreciate that. It's a little bit easier to travel with so the bag isn't super bulky and sticking out off of your back quite a bit. And lastly, we've got 2 grab handles on the top and bottom or the sides of the bag depending on how you're carrying it. These are excellent for pulling the bag from the overhead compartment in an airplane or from the trunk of a car. We dig the positioning, angle, and grabbability of these handles. Kicking it off with the inside of the pack, let's start with the side diagonal pockets. These diagonal pockets are good for items that you'd like quick access to. However, we found it best to use larger items. So if you toss your wallet in here, it's gonna go all the way to the bottom, which you can definitely grab, but if you have a bunch of smaller items on the inside of this pocket, they're gonna be a little bit harder to access. We found that this pocket was great for something like a water bottle. Just note that whatever you put in here, if it's overstuffed, it will cut into the pocket behind this one. Behind each of these diagonal zippered pockets, we have 2 larger horseshoe zip pockets as well. When testing this bag in backpack mode, we like to have our tech gear, keyboard, and laptop stand in the top pocket, and extra shoes, dop kit, and a water bottle in the bottom section. These pockets offer some ample space, and we use them a lot more than we originally expected. There's also an O-ring on the inside, which is great for adding additional pieces from the Tom Bihn ecosystem. You can use a simple keychain to put your keys, or you can attach other organizer pouches like the 3D organizer cube, which we found to be a great dop kit, or any of these small zippered pouches that Tom Bihn has to offer. There are a ton of them available, and we've done a couple of reviews on these as well, so be sure to check those out on the website. Finally, onto the main compartment, and one thing to note here is just the stickiness of these zippers. We've brought zipper stickiness up on other Tom Bihn bags, but it seems more pronounced on the Aeronaut 45 than on other bags we've tested like the Synapse and the Synik. We think the main reason for this is that if the bag is a backpack, oftentimes it's easier to grab onto and kind of rip open quickly, versus with this duffel and the curve, you're kind of going around the curve and being a little bit more delicate with it. It's not really as easy to grab onto since the duffel is so large. These zippers may break in over time, but at the time of this review, 3 weeks in, they are still quite stiff. We highly recommend adding Tom Bihn zipper pulls here, as it just makes everything more grabbable and easier to unzip. When you get it open, you're basically greeted with a giant tub on the inside with a couple of tricky features going on as well. There are some tabs at the bottom that can hold 2 compression straps, or in our case, we've been using the laptop cache here since there is no dedicated laptop area inside of the Aeronaut. Overall, this isn't the greatest option, but we do like that Tom Bihn offers so much customizability with their ecosystem. And if you want to buy into an ecosystem, Tom Bihn is not a bad choice. Additionally, if you want to keep your laptop protected, but you don't want to spend the extra money, you can put a layer of packing cubes or clothing at the bottom of the bag, put in your laptop, and then put another layer of clothing or packing cubes at the top for additional protection. If you look at the bottom of the bag, you'll notice 2 zippers, and these can be fully zipped in order to keep some independent liter sizing on the side pockets, or they can be unzipped, so you can push those side pockets aside and just have more access inside of the main compartment of the bag. We like the thinking and the design that really comes together on features like this for the Aeronaut. Typically, you'll have a duffel, which is a workhorse made out of solid materials, but they don't have these smart little touches that the Aeronaut offers. We really appreciate that. The top flap of the zippered pocket offers a handy mesh pocket as well that's good for socks, underwear, maybe you want to throw your dop kit in there. Just anything smaller that you want to keep organized and don't want to have it floating around in the main capacity of the bag. You'll also notice a handle above the mesh pocket, and opposite of that, inside of the bag, kind of tucked away, you'll see another handle. So this is a great way to transport the bag while it's open. Lastly, there are 4 additional O-rings on the Tom Bihn Aeronaut 45. 2 are right under the mesh compartment, and 2 are on the sides. And again, this is great for those accessories that we mentioned earlier. AJ, our managing editor, and I have been testing the Tom Bihn Aeronaut 45 fully loaded for the last 3 weeks in Detroit, Michigan. So far, it's held up nicely, and the organization of the bag has been really great to use, especially for us since we typically use pouches and packing cubes more often. So we like having that larger space in the top and bottom of the bag, those larger horseshoe pockets. Now, we didn't like this bag in backpack mode quite as much for what we mentioned earlier, and we think that briefcase and messenger mode aren't necessarily ideal either, especially for a bag of 45 liters. If you're on the fence between a 45 and 30 liter Aeronaut, you might want to go with the 30. Overall, we've had a pretty good experience with this bag though. We like all the smart organizational features, and we like that it is a durable workhorse to boot. So to wrap this thing up with some pros and cons, starting with the pros, durable materials and high quality construction are used to create the Aeronaut. There is simple and versatile organization. We especially like the adjustable pocket capacity. There's some clever design and integration with other Tom Bihn products. On to some of the cons, the bag can buckle in backpack mode if not fully packed. These zippers are stiff and tough to use, especially around the rounded corners. The carry modes are not optimized, especially the backpack straps that can dig in. Overall, we like that the Tom Bihn Aeronaut offers a no-nonsense workhorse design with some versatile and customizable organization options. Although we think these separate modes of carry are not ideal, if multiple carry options are important to you, this bag handles them well enough to get the job done. It's a solid, durable bag that's great for maximized carry-on travel, especially if you're a fan of Tom Bihn. So there you have it, our review of the Tom Bihn Aeronaut 45 liter. We would love to hear what you think of this bag in the comments below, so be sure to let us know. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next video.